Just finished up a big pay-per-view with Kamaru Usman beating down Gilbert Burns in the third round TKO. Gilbert Burns looking nice in the first round with a knockdown or two. I know a couple of my buddies were on Burns and they were real excited, but kind of played out how I thought. I knew in the first round, Kamaru's got that champ mentality, that champ heart, and can overcome some adversity. So I knew he definitely wasn't out in the first round. So yeah, I think it played out pretty similar to how I predicted, but I think it would. I didn't see him finishing him, to be honest. I thought Gilbert would survive through 5 rounds. But what about you?
Yeah, so the first round thought out how I thought it was gonna play out, with Burns winning the exchanges on the feet and everything. He hit him with the overhand right, like put him on his ass within a minute, I think, and then he didn't go for the kill really. He got excited and then just pulled guard kind of. It was weird. I don't know, but I thought most of the feet exchanges would go like that, but then the Trevor Whitman magic came in with the jab. He's
Yeah,
like, the
so
jab is
cool.
why you're a champion.
Yeah,
The
in the
jab is your
corner.
best. Yeah. And we're all just like, he's gonna probably wrestle him the whole time, grind him up against the cage or whatever. But yeah, dude, that jab. He was hitting. He was orthodox first with his right hand at the back and left in the front, and then he switched because obviously his right hand has more power, and then dropped him. So he first dropped him with the 1-2, and then later when he finished him, it was a right hand jab that put him on his ass, and then hammer fist. So yeah, I didn't expect that at all. Like if you look at the striking, at Usman striking from the Colby Covington fight to the Gilbert Burns fight, there's like miles between that, I think. And people are saying that, yeah, Colby was his toughest test, which is true because he lasted all 4 rounds. It wasn't like as one-sided. Colby definitely won 1 round, maybe two, and they didn't go to the ground at all. They're both wrestler grapplers. But now if they fight, I think Usman will fuck him up because his striking has gotten so much better.
And you get the
Ain't go-
confidence
yeah.
off the first one. And in my head, he's the man who deserves a rematch with Kamaru Usman. But there's Ali's been putting all the tweets out, and there's been a big narrative push for the UFC that could be Usman Masvidal next for the Ultimate Fighter coaches, which would put them together for the next championship fight, which would give Gamebred Masvidal another rematch at the belt. You think he deserves that, or?
So here's what I think. I agree with the Colby thing, and I think the next in line would be if Wonderboy and Leon fought. The winner of that should fight it, because Wonderboy hasn't fought him, and Leon hasn't fought him in like 5 years. They fought when they were both starting their UFC careers. So yeah, I agree with that point. But I also agree that Masvidal definitely doesn't deserve it, but Usman deserves to call out whoever the fuck he wants at this point. He's beaten like the top five guys. And now he's on round two, like recycling them, like the GSP problem, like the Anderson problem. You don't have to fight guys twice now,
Yeah, and
just because.
looking at the rankings and shit, like when I was thinking about this problem, I realized, oh, this is why the Kamazat, they're pushing the Kamazat train so hard as they are, because who the fuck is Usman supposed to fight next? Beat Colby, beat Burns. He has to. I think the best plan of action is what you said: Edwards, Thompson, see who wins and give them a shot next. But outside of
Yeah,
that, Masvidal, Burns, Covington, not going to be
and
Michael
out of
Chiesa.
those guys, it should be Colby. I agree, not Masvidal. Bless you.
A little sneezer there,
So
sorry.
yeah, no problem happens. But like, yeah, out of those guys, I think it should be Covington. But if not, the winner of Wonderboy and Leon, I'd like to see. But smart move, dude. You're fucking Usman. You just knocked out a guy who was supposed to be your toughest test, and actually, I thought it would be too. Former teammate, all those emotions going in, and then, yeah, you deserve to call out who you want. And it's a good call out, I think, because he's gonna win. I think 9 times out of 10 he beats Masvidal, in my opinion, and he's the biggest paycheck, most pay
I
per views.
agree, and I think most importantly for him, and maybe even thinking for the UFC, I can't see anybody that we've named recently that is going to beat Kamaru anytime soon. And he's got a sick arsenal, and he's been getting more deadly on the feet, like you were saying, with the striking improvement. But nobody really, I don't know what the pay-per-view numbers were, but he's not a big draw. He's not the biggest personality. He doesn't have the biggest following. Slap his ass on the Ultimate Fighter. You can bring up your star level a little bit. You're more in touch with the American people or the everyday watchers and shit, and I think that'll be really good for him.
And dude, no one disrespects Usman's skills ever. Like I am not the biggest Usman fan. Maybe after this weekend, I was like, damn, he fucking improved his striking. So that's where my respect grew. But it was just like, he often like contradicts himself with what he's saying. He's not the sweetest talker. Like he's getting better, but he's not as smooth as someone like Masvidal, or he's not as nice as someone like Wonder Boy. You know what I mean? He doesn't lie anywhere to the extremes, like extremely good, extremely bad, extremely smooth.
Right.
He's
So
just
it's
like
not
trying to be
rememberable.
He's trying to be everything, and then he's fucking himself on the personality aspect. At fighting, he's the best in the world.
He's the man, yeah.
Easily. At 170, tough ass division, he's gonna hold the belt for a while, in my opinion. And also about the Hamza thing, it's really sad that he got really rocked by COVID. He only he was training, he collapsed and everything. They had to rush him to the hospital. Thankfully, they're bringing him to Vegas and getting him some good help. So if he recovers, then yeah, down the line maybe 2 or 3 more fights down the line, if he can climb up Hamza Chimaev, then that would be fun.
If not, Usman Masvidal is the next tough coaches. Who would you like to see?
So here's what I'd say. So I like that. Definitely, they had animosity build up and everything will be good. But I definitely like to see Colby Masvidal. That would be sick. But I think it gets too personal at that point because he literally lived at his house and everything. They were so close, best friends, and now they're not. So that gets a little too taxing for those guys, but it would be super entertaining. And then the third one would be Darren Till and anybody.
Oh my god, I can't believe you said that. That was literally my answer.
Darren Till and anybody not just
else.
Mike Perry. Yeah.
Did you see the? I was gonna, because you can't put Mike Perry in there. What the fuck?
No, he doesn't compete, and it's a different weight class.
Yeah, it would be a shit coach also.
But I mean, I'm not upset about the whole Usman Masvidal thing. We'll see. I hope Usman gets some fucking training. I don't know who is from Gaethje. Gaethje's a likable person, right? Usman gets some training from Gaethje, like just be yourself, like don't try to be
coach and stuff.
Everyone.
Oh yeah, some pep talks. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just talk to him like how to be, because he can really turn it around and become box office through TUF, through Masvidal, and his fighting like speaks for itself.